Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra and today we are going to do another makeup tutorial, and this time we're featuring the Urban Decay Naked Heat eyeshadow palette. So I did get this the same time as my Naked Cherry palette, and I just really haven't had the opportunity to showcase it. So today we're going to do that, and I'm also going to use some products that I haven't really used recently. There are some Too Faced products, actually quite a few, and instead of using my Tarte Park Ave Chisel palette, which I always do for my contour, I am going to delve back into my Kat Von D Shade and Light. So let's get started. I've already moisturized. I wasn't going to show it, and I don't really know where I got it from, but it's this little moisturizer called Hey Honey Relax Propolis and Honey Soothing Moisturizer, and it's supposed to calm redness and upset skin, and I don't really have that. I do have a little bit of pinky tones here, but it just, when I put it on, it smelled like honey, and it smelled and felt so natural, and my skin feels so good right now. And it does say it's deeply restorative and botanically based formula, so strictly plant-based. And it does say, for more information and ingredient list, visit their website, www.heyhoney.com. So this is actually nice. I'm still thinking about filming a skincare video, and I'm mostly using Origin products because I already know that they're really good for you, and they've got tons of ingredients that I personally love, and I like their ginseng morning lotions and the gel cream. So anyway, this one might be worth checking out, but I have it as a sample, and like I said, I don't remember where I got it, whether it's from Sephora as a sample or whether it was from my Ipsy Glam bag. I can't remember, but I think, and that is actually where I find a lot of my facial products, is from Sephora when they send, either I use my points, so I don't pay for any of them, and I use points, or I just get them as free samples, and they come and I try them, and that's kind of how I find what products I like and which ones I don't. So anywho, moving on. I'm going to use this Too Faced Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Face Primer. I haven't actually used this in a while. I've been sticking to my Smashbox. It still looks like the Smashbox primer. It's kind of got that light skin tone shade. And it still does the same thing. Like I've said before, a primer, you can get glowy primers, but unless you have really big pores, which you really do want to cover up, basically the primer's job is just to prep your skin for foundation. So it's kind of like moisturizer. Like if you don't moisturize your skin and you have patchy spots on your face, any foundation or product you use is going to stick to those dry patches, and you're going to see it, and it's not going to be pretty. So I think primer, whether it's a moisturizing primer or a pore finishing one where it just kind of smooths out the surface of your skin. I have a lot of texture, and I don't have any breakouts, but I do have lots of pigmentation. I've got sunspots, I've got dark circles, I have texture to my skin, so it's not completely smooth, and these pore filling primers just make it just so nice and smooth and soft and nice. So that's just my take on it. Okay, done. Next, I'm using my Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation by Too Faced, but I'm going back to basics and using Natural Beige. I do have two other shades of this same foundation, and one is a darker beige, and then actual sand, which is really dark. And for today, I'm just going to stick with a lighter color, and I am using my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I'm just putting the foundation, 2 pumps, right on the sponge. If I need more after, I can always go back in and add more. But I do have to do a really deep clean of all my brushes. And so normally I don't use all of my brushes at once. Usually I wash them. I've got 2 main sets. I've got my Sigma set, and then I also have my Real Technique set. But as you know, I don't love using the eye makeup brushes from the Real Techniques because they don't really have all of the types of shapes that I really, really enjoy and like. And I would love to get more of the Sigma, like maybe just more of the same brush, so I don't have to clean them as often, but I can't really justify having that many, so I just wash them more often. So I always make sure that I use like a gentle formula. Like I have the Sigma foaming brush shampoo, which is really good because I believe it has coconut oil in it, so it also nourishes the bristles and cleans as well. But and I also do have the Real Techniques cleaning product as well for those brushes. But and I think you can make your own soap. I saw it online once and I can't remember exactly how to do it, but it's important that you always add a nourishing, moisturizing ingredient just to keep your bristles looking nice and smooth. So I'm just going to finish this up and we'll get right back with concealer. Alrighty. Foundation is all blended in, and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is a really light shade in the shade 325 Eggshell. So it is more of a neutral color, neutral tone, but it is very, very light. And because my foundation is already pretty light, this might work for today. It actually has a little bit of a funny smell. I was really interested in buying these when they first came to Walmart because comparative to the Tarte Shape Tape, it looks like exactly the same packaging except for, of course, L'Oreal. And the doe foot applicator is the same shape, so I thought maybe the formula would be similar. And it doesn't cover as well, it's only a medium coverage, not like a full coverage. It smells funny, and the shade range is kind of like questionable. So it's not my favorite, but because it's so cheap, I think it was like $13 per. I had to try it out and just kind of see what the product does. And you know what? For highlighting, it's perfect. Under the eye, again, because I have such dark under eyes, for me it doesn't quite work out, but I like to try it every now and then. Again, like I say this all the time, but depending on what foundation you're wearing, certain concealers may react different. It's not necessarily just to your skin type. Every formula is different. And also the setting powder is different as well. Like for instance, today I'm going to be using the Peach Perfect finishing powder, but I will not be using it under my eyes because I find that it really dries out my under eye. So today instead we're going to go in with the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil just for the under eye, and then we'll go back in with the Peach Perfect powder all over the face because I kind of want a matte look today, so that will be perfect. So I'm going to use a very small setting brush. This is the Real Technique setting brush, and I've been enjoying using it under the eye, and especially for this little container. It's just a little sample. Again, I got it for free, and this is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. The powder is actually quite pink. I don't know if you can actually see that on camera, but instead of like a banana color, it's pink. Let's see what it looks like under the eye. I'm assuming it's still going to have a brightening effect. And I have used this before. Like, it's not a huge, like, deal. I mean, I don't think I would buy this product specifically for anything that it does. I'd be interested in checking out, like, more products by Hourglass because I really like the way they have like a shimmer in them. But that will be in the future. So, under eyes is done. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, this one here, and I'm going to go in. I'm just going to kind of dab out my creases on my forehead. It has a tendency, whoop, there was like too much water in there, it squished out. And notice it has a tendency to really settle in the creases. I think it's that concealer. But anyway, we'll fix that up later with some contouring. So I'm just putting my Peach Perfect powder in the cap, and we'll go in and set the rest of my face. So this is the powder that actually smells like peach but tastes like candy. And I'm just going to smooth it all over my face because now I look like a ghost. This is kind of what happens when you use like a lighter foundation and such a brightening concealer. It's funny how much things change when you do your eyebrows and you apply your mascara, because as soon as you put that powder in your eyelashes, it turns some kind of dusty. Okay, I'm not going to put any more on than that. I don't want to waste my powder. This is what the cap looks like. I love this stuff. And actually, I was looking on the Too Faced website and they're coming up with a mini of it, which is perfect for traveling. I like collecting minis. You should see my little perfume collection. I have like, of course, the main bottles of the perfumes I love. And like, you know, it's not like with all of my makeup products and even all of my journals, I've got a lot of stuff. I've always had a lot of stuff. I've been collecting stuff since I was, I don't know, maybe like 7. So a lot of my stuff is really old, but I keep it in really good condition, and I keep my perfume always in a dry, like cool place so it doesn't sit in the sun at all. And I've had some of my bottles of perfume for like 15 years and they are still good. A lot of them I give away, a lot of them I throw out, but it's not like I go out and I buy a new perfume every year, but the ones I have, I've collected over time. And because I have so many, they don't run out, so it's perfect. But we will do a video like that. Like, I would love to show you my perfume collection. Just might take a while because I do have a lot. And I don't really know, like, I would like to put them in, I guess, order, for lack of a better word. Like, I have certain perfumes of the same maker, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm not just one of those girls who like has one perfume and then I use it up and then I buy another one. Oh no, oh no, 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 that's not me. I get very, very bored. And I always have to switch up my scent, I switch up my wardrobe, switch up my makeup. I don't switch up my man though. No, he stays. I've got a good one. So I'm just using the warmer shade in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This one right here. I'm just going to warm up the face. I'm not doing a drastic contour. I usually reserve that for date nights or for like full glam makeup looks. I just like how this kind of adds color back into your face. And it is funny because when you put on your foundation, it's almost like you're taking away your color, but it does help make your face all one shade. Even if you use like a CC cream or a BB cream. And really, like, I don't know if anyone else would agree with me when I say this, but you can make your own BB cream. You just take a formula of foundation you really, really like and just add it to your moisturizer, and it becomes an instant BB cream. So it just kind of, it shouldn't react weird with your foundation. It should just keep the foundation, like parts of the foundation that you really like and enjoy, but it just kind of makes it a little bit more sheer. Sometimes I do that. And it moisturizes it at the same time, and it's not like you're going out and buying like a specific BB cream just because you feel like you need something lighter than an actual foundation. Just add it to your moisturizer and there you go. You're saving money. Okay, contour is done. It still looks really bright under the eye, which is perfect. I don't want to change that at all. Okay, so next is blush. I'm using this Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Nude. I just want a regular blush look today, nothing crazy. And this looks like it has a little bit of sheen to it, which I'm not crazy about. When I bought this blush from Walmart, I thought it was just like a nude blush. So I don't love that. But what I could do after is just put some of the matte powder, or even blend it out with my powder brush, and then the little particles of the powder that are still on the brush will just make that kind of sheen go away. I'm not huge into sparkly blush, and I do have a lot of the Milani Baked blush. They were really super cheap, and they're also really sparkly. So it's like one of my pet peeves. Like, I don't mind for eyes if you have a sparkly shadow on, but for the rest of your face, I hate standing in the sun and having my face so sparkly, because then you can really tell that you're wearing a lot of makeup, and I don't like that. So I'm going in with my blush brush, or my powder brush, sorry, just seeing if that will go away. Still looks a little glowy, but you know what, that's fine. We're just going to go in with the highlight then and just add more glow. This is the again, I can't talk, holy crow. Benefit Dandelion Twinkle Highlighter. Haven't used this little baby in a while. And I'm going to use a smaller brush. It's not small, but it will do the trick in a pinch. Highlight the tops of my cheekbones. Yeah, anyway, so I seriously need to clean my brushes, and it's going to take about an hour and a half, because I kept using my brushes and kept using them and did not clean them in between, because normally I'll use my Sigma and then clean my Real Techniques, and then use my Real Techniques and then clean the Sigma, and I didn't do that. So now I have to clean everything. So that is on the agenda for this week. Okay, so I'm gonna get eyebrows done, and we'll come back and then do eyes. Brows are complete. J'ai complete. Alright. Anyway, moving on. We're using this Naked Heat Urban Decay Shadow Palette. So this comes with a brush, but I don't like using the brush. I, of course, like using my own brushes. So I'm going to use this Morphe M514 brush, just a fluffy crease brush, and we're going to start with the lightest color. I'm going to do a lot of blending in this look. Maybe not the lightest color, but this color here. And usually I go in and I put a bone shade on my lid, and I did not do that today. But that's okay, because we're just going to start with a very light shade. Depending on your skin tone, you might want to start with the even lighter shade. And we're going to slowly blend our way down to the lid. And I haven't decided if I want to make it more of a red warm look or just like a dark brown look. And I think I'll probably just, the more colors we add, my usual saying is the more dimension it gives your eye. And my eyes they're not that big, so any way I can use to make them appear bigger, I always try to use to my advantage. Maybe that's why I'm always so keen on using mascara, because I find that it does make my eyes larger. Okay, so I'm just using this as my first transition color, and I'm blending it up fairly high onto the brow bone. It is so light that you don't really notice it anyway, but there is a small definition there. I'm going into the next color. This one here, this is the first one I used was Chaser, and then this one is called Sauced. And I'm going to be a little bit more precise, go a little bit lower, but still using the same brush because it's still a transition shade. And if it was a quite dramatic shade difference, I would use a completely different brush. Very blended out. Now we're going to go in with Low Blow, which is more of a tan color, more of a fawn color. A little bit lower onto the lid now. And this is starting to look very, very neutral. So I think what we're going to do is switch it up. I have an awesome idea. I'm going to take a little bit of a flatter brush, something like this. I'm going to spray it with my Fix Plus, which I'm almost out of. Okay. And then I'm going to take the lightest sparkle color I can find in here. Well, technically it's that really light color, but I don't want to go that light. So I'm going to use this one called Lumber. It's not quite so red as these ones over here. I'm going to use a Lumber and put it right on the lid. Ooh, so pretty. It almost looks like a bronze. Kind of looks like my bronze look I did one of my videos. So I have applied this with a wet brush, so we probably want to wait for that to dry before you go in and blend. But I feel like I need something different. I want to darken up the outside. So I'm going to go in with another flat brush. This is even smaller. This is a dual fiber. And I'm going to go in with a really dark red, but it is a matte, and this is the shade Fuego. And remember, with the dark shades, tap off your brush. Just wait for this color to dry completely. I'm going to tap it right here on the outer corner, kind of blend into the crease just a tiny bit. And just apply a little at a time. I wouldn't go too dramatic with this. See how it applies over top this shimmer color. I didn't want to go too neutral, but if I had applied more of a red shimmer, then I could have gone in with this really dark ashes color here. But I like the way this is going. So it's still neutral, it's still more of a brown. And these tones are not so much red. That's kind of what I thought when I bought it. I thought it was definitely a red toned palette. But it's more of a bronzy tone, so it's still got your bronze undertone and your warm browns, but it's not really red. And if you are interested in seeing a red shadow video, I do have one. It was one of my date night get ready with me editions, I believe. So you can watch that if you're interested. And I really like this darker color. It really is adding some dimension, but that sparkle is kind of taking it away. So I am going to go in with that ashes color. It's more of a dark neutral brown, and add it just to the outside. And that does make quite a dramatic difference. Okay, and now to blend it out, because it's quite dark, I'm just going to make sure if there's any fallout, you wipe it away. I'm going to go in with a clean brush and just blend the edges just a tiny bit. And if you feel like it came off your brush, go back and just add a little bit more. Just pat it on to get the color that you want. I might use a tiny different brush. Excuse me. Something a little bit smaller to blend. Very pretty. And now I'm going to take a very small short shader brush and apply some. We're actually going to apply the shimmer shadow on the bottom. I never do that, but I like that idea. We're going to go in with this one here, so it's a bit more of a red tone, and apply it on the bottom lashes. And I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. And then we will go in with the dark brown and just apply it with my, like a flat liner brush. Wow. I guess I really do need to do one of those brush videos and tell you guys exactly what brushes are essential, because apparently I can't get it straight right now myself. So for lack of a proper liner brush, I'm just going to use this really pointed, like, flat brush. And I'm just going to press into the lash line at the outer corner and kind of bring it up to the dark on the top, just to give it that completed look. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Honestly, I'm happy with that. Oh, Lord. Okay. Just might add a little bit more to this eye to make it balanced. Good. I think that's all I want to do. And I was going to do liner on the top, but we are not even going to do that. I'm just going straight into the mascara, and we'll see what it looks like when I come back. Mascara is done. So I did use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm going to brighten up the inner corners of my eyes with the highlighter I used previously, the Dandelion Twinkle by Benefit, and I might also put some underneath my brow bone. I'm just going to use this larger pencil brush here and apply it to that eye. Now that eye. And I find this highlighter has more of a pink undertone, so on the eyes it goes really well with the shade of shadow. It is a nude highlighter, but it has a pinky undertone as opposed to a neutral. Okay, so now we're going to move on to lips. So normally I don't like putting a dark lipstick on when I have my eyes done up this much, but we are going to break the rules today. I'm using this new lip pencil. I'm going to see if I can pronounce this. It is called a Lamasqua coloring pencil in the shade Lust. I got this from an Ipsy Glam bag. This is the first time I've used this color. And it's looking a little rose compared to the red that I like, but my lipstick is not going to be red. It's actually the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Lipstick in the shade Gingerbread Girl. So this is kind of when the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice eye palette came out, and it is not a red, but it's got more of a brownie undertone. But if you kind of like that red look, it's like that, but not a true red. The lower lip line is always so much easier to do than the top. And I like using the flat side of the pencil so it covers more of the area. Now let's go in for the lipstick. So when you are using a liquid lipstick, especially a matte one, you don't always have to line your lips, but I do it out of habit, and also I like having that guide already in place so I don't make a mistake with this stuff. So you can see the tone difference there. This is much more of a brownie color, and that lip liner was like rose as opposed to red, but we can cover it with this. And this is also good. This color might still be too dark for those people who do not like a true red and who think that they cannot pull off a red lip, which anybody can. But what I would suggest is just getting like a shade that's not as dark and a shade that's not quite as red. And that works too, because you don't have to have a true red, especially if you've got like a lighter skin tone. Sometimes like a shade that maybe has a little bit more pink, or even like a dark neutral, those look really well, like really good as well. And I'm having so many troubles talking today. Seriously, have a problem. Okay, so that is the liquid lip, and a lot of people don't really find these comfortable. It is dry, but as long as you don't lick your lips, you don't touch your face, you don't touch anything basically, the makeup will stay there all day. And the one thing I like about a matte liquid lip is that it does not get on your teeth. That is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to like any type of lipstick that does not stay put. That's usually why I wear a gloss and a skin color gloss, because I like when my lips are really light and bright and the rest of my face has makeup on it. But this is just another look. So tell me what you liked about this palette, this shadow, the way I've applied it. I'm really liking this. It kind of makes dark brown eyes pop a little bit, and we can really get away with those red shades. And even blue eyes and green eyes look so pretty with brown shades on them. But yeah, I think that's it for the completed look. The only thing I didn't do today was actually spray my face with the setting spray, but I'm not even going to. There are some days when I just don't feel like it. And I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but if you do or are interested, or if you have drier skin, and especially on a day like today when I have not used a setting spray, sometimes I'll just take a rose water mist. I have the Garnier version, and I just refresh my face and give it a little spray, and it just kind of reactivates your makeup and makes it appear more fresh and natural. So that is always an option too. So going forward, let me know what you would like to see next in my videos. Leave any comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below as well. Hit that thumb up button for me if you like this video. Please subscribe, and also you can click the bell button below to be notified every single time I post a video, and then you will not miss one if you like my previous videos. So we will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.